Blog Talk Radio.
Are you looking to make your next event sizzle? Then you want to get in touch with Lee Entertainment. Mark Lee, the founder of Lee Entertainment, has worked with such notable festivals as the Art of Cool, the National Black Theater Festival, the Bull Durham Blues Festival, and the Durham Centerfest, as well as the Festival of the Eno. And it definitely can provide you with some great entertainers as well as help you make your event sizzle if you're looking forward to trying to have an event in your town. Mark Lee is willing to travel anywhere in this country to make your event sizzle and has entertainers that are also willing to travel as well. So if you're looking for quality entertainment, definitely get in touch at bluesradio@gmail.com.
Hey guys, want to kill that cable bill? How about getting a Netmaster? You can watch live TV, pay-per-view, premium content like HBO and Stars, all of the sports channels like NBA League Pass, NFL Red Zone, and every movie ever made. Pay for the box once, no monthly fees ever. For more information, contact Dean 13 Media at 609-807-1175.
The voice of the people is now known as Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. Call in and comment on the conversation at 646-668-8393.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good evening, good evening. You are here with Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. I'm the six-man Dean Geronimo. I'm here in New Jersey, but from NJ to NC. I'm in the studio once again, 5 days from the start of fall with my man Mark Lee. Hey, Mark, y'all like down there in North Carolina, bro?
Hey, you know, North Carolina, a whole lot of North Carolina is underwater, and we're doing all right here in Durham. It actually skirted around us, but, you know, I was actually avoiding the weather. We were having misty rain and getting flooding in parts of Durham. But Wake County and other parts were getting hit harder, and don't even talk to me about what's going on in Wilmington and down there by the coast, because, like I said, I was watching the news earlier today, and there's just a whole lot of things that are underwater. And then I go to work today. Like I said, we've been avoiding stuff. How come today there decides to be tornado warnings running through my city and a torrential downpour? So right now it's a little bit cloudy, but no rain is falling at the moment, even though there was a little drizzle earlier. And but I'm sitting there going like, what the heck was I thinking? Got a 4-day weekend because of Florence, and then I go to work on Monday in the middle of a torrential downpour. So I don't know what kind of luck I was after.
Yeah, and you know what? My family in my hometown down there, well, up from you, Central Virginia, Southern Virginia, tornadoes are reported this afternoon, but there have been no reports of injuries or fatalities. You know, after this, by 9 o'clock, I'm on the phone trying to check between texts and calls to make sure my people are all right down there. So we're praying for everybody that's going through the wrath of nature right now. Hopefully, come Friday, when the fall actually is set to begin, it'll get better. So,
yeah, speaking of the wrath of nature, we have had some fatalities here in North Carolina. Last count I heard, I think there have been 20 fatalities. So, you know, prayers goes out to those families. And there are all kinds of relief efforts that are being conducted. I was actually a friend of mine that is a promoter here in the area who is trying to work on organizing a couple of relief efforts. I've offered him my services as well. So we'll see what we can do to help these people that are in still dire situations and still need help of all sorts throughout North Carolina, but particularly down there near the coast in that area. But it's definitely hit a lot of the state. And I got to ask you a question before we bring on our guests. You know, sometimes people just need to keep their mouths quiet. And one of them times is during natural disaster. Because, you know, that's the fool in chief. That's my new nickname for that person that sits over there in the White House. First off, he made a statement about the hurricane in Puerto Rico that had thousands of deaths. And he claimed that there wasn't that many, that it was all made up by the Democrats. So I'm sitting there going like, you need to shut up. And then when Florence was barreling down on North Carolina, and there was all these modelings saying about what it was going to do, you know, I'm one of those people that I think spirituality and religion is very important in our lives. We all need it, and it's a very important part. But, you know, some of our leaders they need to shut up too. And Pat Robertson sitting there saying he's going to rebuke the storm back to the ocean was just the total epitome of stupidity.
Wow. You know what? The idiot in chief, man, you can't, I don't know what, if we should toss him out with the rest of the trash or, you know what? I don't know, man. Sometimes, you know, what did they say? The older folks said, it's best to be quiet and sort of fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. And every chance he gets, he just keeps opening his mouth and opening it. He is the idiot in chief, man. Like, you know, like we said, that guy at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, because he doesn't even deserve to have his name called, bro.
I totally agree. He does not need to have his name called whatsoever. Now, I did see something interesting in the news earlier today, and that was, you know, many of us know the history of Coca-Cola, and at Coke, one of its ingredients was a drug that was involved in Coke in its early stages. That's kind of where the name came about. So, you know, back in the early days, if I remember correctly, it had some codeine in it. So apparently, with cannabis being back in the news and, you know, being legal in a lot of states and everything, Coca-Cola is actually in negotiations and thinking about, with energy drinks, getting into the cannabis energy drink market. So it's not quite the same thing that they were known for when they first came out, but they are looking at being involved in another drug.
Wow. You know what, man? That's going to be, it's going to take off. You know what? Get the weed, man. I don't know. It's just, it's going to, I believe it's going to take off, and it's going to have a life of its own, you know? A lot of people say, well, why would you have something like that? But once they legalize it, I don't know, maybe it'll be like alcohol. Remember Prohibition? Everybody was getting drunk and falling down and all kinds of stuff, and they legalized it, and then some people say, you know what? I still got a problem with it. I'm going to still drink or whatever. And other people say, the fun is on. You know, so we don't know how that whole thing is going to turn out, but a big corporation like PepsiCo, and you know what? They might take it to another level. I don't know.
Might take it to a whole other level. And, you know, speaking of that, and then we will bring our guests in as well. But the other thing I saw that was really interesting today was, you know, for years we've been hearing people say that an aspirin a day will definitely help you live longer. But apparently they've done a major study, and they said that, you know, if you've got stroke issues and things of that nature, you probably still should take an aspirin. But they said that when they studied people, I think it was in both the United States and Australia, that they found out that an aspirin a day actually does not do as much as you think it does in terms of your health benefits. So it sounds like they're backing off of that aspirin a day to help with your health. And they are saying, though, that if you've got a stroke and things of that nature, that you should still consider that as part of your treatment, and that if you're doing that, you shouldn't get off of it without doctor's recommendation. But they did say that in the study that I heard that apparently some bleeding and some other things, actually it increases that if you do that aspirin a day suggestion. So it sounds like some of the medical people are backing off of that suggestion of taking an aspirin a day.
Well, I know I started out taking the aspirin a day. I am a 3-time stroke survivor, so, you know, at first it became normal. If you don't want to have another stroke, just take your aspirin a day, take your regular medication, and go on about your day and do what you have to do. But then, you know, my doctor had said, you know, stop. He didn't tell me why, but gave me a different medication that regulates my blood pressure. So, you know, it might be something to that. Because if they still see a spike in individuals who are suffering strokes or whatever, and then suffering subsequent strokes, then they may have been off track with the initial thought, like, this is all you have to do. Because that's what I thought. Oh, y'all just got to take an aspirin a day and you'll be fine. It didn't necessarily work out like that, you know?
I understand. Definitely.
Yeah, so.
But that's kind of what's been going on in this world that I've been checking out. And like you said, the major issue was the storms. It did cancel a lot of events here in the area. So, you know, Centerfest, like I predicted, did not happen. And then in addition to Centerfest not happening, We also didn't have our Brazilian festival and a bunch of other festivals that were scheduled. And, we're just hoping that in another 2 weeks, another storm doesn't come through because Article is around the corner. So we want them storms to stay away, keep them in the ocean for now. We've had enough in North Carolina. We don't want any more.
Right. Send it back. But we'll pray that, it gets better before it tries to get worse again. So
exactly.
That doorbell just rung, bro. I think our guest is here, so if you want to introduce her to the world, and for those that are listening in from all over the world and the United States, if you want to join in and call the conversation, it's Straight Talk with Dean and Mark, 646-668-8393.
And I do appreciate our guest being here in the house with us. We have Alila Bundles as our guest, and she has written a book on her a relative in her family who was very well known to those of us that study entrepreneurship and things of that nature, that being none other than the illustrious Madam C.J. Walker, who was her great-great-grandmother, and she's actually working on a Netflix series that will be starring Octavia-Spencer. And we, meaning you, me and you, Dean, should be very honored because we have a woman who has been a longtime journalist and author, a Columbia University trustee, and immediate past chairman of the National Archives Foundation. And in addition to now appearing on Straight Talk, she has appeared at Harvard, the National Archives, at London City Hall, and she's appeared on a variety of networks as well. So we're in the same company as ABC, NBC, CBS, NPR, C-SPAN, and BBC. So we definitely like being in that kind of company when we have this guest on as well. And like I said, her family is just an amazing family. Her great-great-grandmother was an entrepreneur, that being Madam C.J. Walker, and then she also had a member of her family who I believe she was named after that was a Harlem Renaissance icon. So, right in the middle of the Harlem Renaissance, her grandmother was part of that, and I'm interested to learn about what that was all about because I'm sure that being involved in that would be just wonderful to learn more about what she has found out about her family tree. So that's kind of my introduction of Alila Bundle. So, Alila, are you there? And can you tell us about this Netflix series and the book that you have written?
Yes, well, I'm really glad to be joining you all. You can hear me okay?
We can hear you quite well.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, good.
Yep.
Well, I love the energy that you're sending out there, and it's raining in D.C. where I am, so I could use some good energy today. But I always love talking about my great-great-grandmother, Madam C.J. Walker, and her daughter and my namesake, Alila Walker. And we're very excited that a Netflix series based on my biography on her own ground, The Life and Times of Madam C.J. Walker, is actually in production right now with scripts being written for an 8-part series on Netflix starring Octavia-Spencer and executive produced by Ms. Spencer as well as LeBron James.
Wow, you got LeBron producing it as well.
Well, he's fired up, isn't he?
Yes. How did L.A. get involved in all kinds of things? So that is a great thing. As you were researching, because like I said, whenever I think of Madam C.J. Walker, of course, we think about all the beauty products that she created, the fact that she was an entrepreneur in the, I guess what we consider the 18th century, when it wasn't very common for an African-American woman to be a successful entrepreneur. So she was breaking all kinds of boundaries, breaking all kinds of stereotypes. But as you were doing the research on the book, which is now about to become a miniseries, what were some of the things that really surprised you that you learned about your great-great-grandmother?
Well, of course, and I so appreciate that you all have done your research because I was, looking on your page. I'm like, well, these brothers have read the material, so thank you very, very much. But yes, like most people, what I first learned about her is that she founded a hair care company in 1906 and employed thousands of women and really created revolutionary hair care products. So that was the foundation for what she did. But then what I think was most fascinating to me is that in addition to being a pioneer of what's now a multi-billion-dollar hair care industry, she also used that money that she made as a philanthropist, as a political activist, as a patron of the arts, and we really tried to empower